to tell you the things that couldn't stop me. The things that got in my way but couldn't stop me. Many of you are letting things stop you. Let's talk about what couldn't stop me. Get this. I want you to get this. Some of you are going through things right now and you're letting it stop you. See, poverty couldn't stop me. It had a hold on me, a grasp on me, but it couldn't stop me. Pain couldn't stop me. I was beaten. I was broken. But pain didn't stop me. It couldn't stop me. Prison. I've been in there in jail since I was 12 years old. Locked facilities, group homes, foster homes, boys' homes. As an adult, prison in 3 different states, even incarceration could not stop me. I was rejected, betrayed, used, manipulated. I was lied to and I was lied on. Misused and abused. It couldn't stop me. Because my time hadn't come yet. It hadn't arrived. I was still searching. I was still seeking. I was still growing. I was still being built and formed. So those things could not stop me. Because my time is now. It's time for me to stand up and be heard. It's time for me to make a difference in someone's life. It's time for me to be accepted, to be rewarded, to be embraced. So when you hear my voice, just know I mean it. It's coming from the right place. It's for you and you and you. Don't doubt what couldn't be stopped. Because you yourself might be me. In fact, I believe you are. Join me. Because your time could be now too. Let's be strong together. Yes, sir and ma'am. 8:05 every morning. I have commercials. I have all kinds of stuff for you guys and gals. Taibu Muad'Dib right here. Getting off into it. On the microphone one time for your mind. Get my notes. All right. Mornings with Muad'Dib is a blessing. I get my day started off with all of y'all Indians, all my Steelers fans out there. The Super Bowl is coming up this weekend, and I want you guys and gals to party safe. I want you to have a designated driver, use the Ubers, the cabs, you know. Don't put yourself in a bad position having a good time. I mean, what can you say? Are the Chiefs the new Patriots? We have a nice day today here in Dallas-Fort Worth. I'm in the city of Arlington, but the DFW is looking good out there. Only one crash I heard this morning. Y'all good to go. I'm jumping this 5-day challenge off for you and you and you. TikTok, how you doing? YouTube, what's going on? So now I'm subscriber only. You're only going to get a little bit of this. I'm going to go to my subscriber only channel. Subscribe. This is the effort week of the challenge. Next week we'll be on to the focus, and then I'll finish out February, Black History Month, as a minority business owner with commitment. Are you committed to your goals? And if not, boy, don't waste this year, 2024. I'm telling you, let's go up. All right. How do you start doing this? Well, as a motivational speaker, I'll get out in front of your businesses, large companies. I'll be at conferences and I'll tell people to be more, right? Got my Jack and the Beanstalk story. I got the EFC change agent in my back pocket. But from a grassroots ground level, how do you start to be more? Well, this morning, I'll talk about that. I'll describe how the challenge is going for me personally. You guys and gals saw the posts on my pages with me doing a little exercising, starting with the core. If you want a nice, tight, firm, slim core, man, work it out. All right. I love what I'm doing for a living. I appreciate all of you. And I will say that that is where I'm at with it. Dim the music right now. Taibu Muad'Dib, man, certified goal achievement coach, PCS. All right. 20-year fitness professional. The last 3 years I've been building, developing not just my podcasting, but my online coaching firm. So I'm soon to come out with, and yesterday I gave you guys a good portion of a video I put on my subscriber page for my YouTube that shows just me. It gave you clips of me coaching, part of my video masterclass. If you want access to that, just inbox me, DM me, or raise your hand right here in the comment section. I'll hook you up. But the video masterclass, Turn Your Passion into Your Power, was an important step for me to get certified. Just like putting out the EFC change agent, that workbook is meaningful. It's real. But now operating as a coach, I want to say that for the most part, I'm hearing that time is the big issue. How do I get my time to learn something new, to add a new skill set, to change, or to work out? I don't have time, Coach Taibu. We'll go into that more in depth next week in the focus portion, where you're basically prioritizing and setting up your life cycle. Right now, I just want more effort. I don't usually yell. I'm not a yeller, but I can see that some of you need to be waking up. Here we are Tuesday, and if you, right, and you're to a job that you don't like, take a tip from Coach Taibu right now. This is free game. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't subject yourself, ladies and gentlemen, to a job that you can't stand. You have to have a plan for getting up out of that thing. You do. Or you risk passing it on to your children. So if you go back to last year as a subscriber on my YouTube channel and look at the replay from my sharecropper report, this morning podcast started out as me giving you guys and gals the real game, sharecropping. I will not pass along poverty to my children. No, not going to do it. It's just not going to happen. I spoke to a brother yesterday. You know, he's licensed to do the health and life insurance. But what you look at, when you look at these protections for your money, he's coming at people with facts. Now, no one likes to think about getting sick or dying, but these things happen, don't they? So maybe as a people or as a coaching community, we should begin to look at things and how we're protecting ourselves in the event or in case of the worst to the worst happening, right? Hope for the best, be prepared for the worst, right? But this gentleman told me that the average European American household is around 200,000 and something. That's the average income into that household. How many of you are yet to see six figures? Now, I live in Dallas. When I was in Madison, Wisconsin, most of the people that looked like me was broke. I mean, if you made six figures and you look like me, you wasn't going around people that looked like me and didn't make six figures. I'm just being real. But here in Dallas is a mixture of homeless, desolately poor people, on assistance people, and folks that have it all, right? Driving down the same street, walking down the same street. This is Dallas, right? Fort Worth. So you can see the money as you drive by, but how do you connect to it? You give more effort. This is effort week in the 5-day challenge. You guys and gals just think I'm ranting because you not putting the time. We don't have any time. You don't have any time. You don't have any time. I get that. So all I get is a minute or two. You want to look at my face, see my smile, and be like, yeah, I'm going to put a couple likes on there. I don't care. If you don't care, I don't care. You have to put in a greater amount of effort. So this right here, all this stuff right here, get rid of it. Get rid of your notes. Get rid of your calendar. Get rid of everything except the 5-day challenge. Work out for a half an hour every day, hard enough to break a sweat, and then simply review last month's bank statement. You won't get all the way through it, so just give it a half an hour each day. By Friday, you should be good. All right? By Friday, you should be good. So I want you all to consider, what is first step coaching? Who is this guy, Taibu Muad'Dib? I'll tell you who I am. I'll tell you who I am. I'm on my way to the top because I prioritized and made the time to add a new skill set, didn't get certified. I make the time to work out and take care of my physical body and my relationship. That's who Taibu Muad'Dib. You don't know anything else about me. That's who I am. I jot down notes about what's important. I jot down notes about what's important to you. And then I come up with recommendations based on my certification on how you can realign your priorities with your goals. Many of you are looking at your goals this way, but your goals are going that way. So they're just passing you by. If you're driving along the road, quick analogy, and you're driving next to somebody going a similar speed, you can look all in their car. I mean, if they don't have tint, but you can look all in their car and see what they're doing, right? But if y'all pass each other opposite directions, you could be going 25 miles an hour, 30 miles per hour, 10 miles. You only get a few seconds to look in there and see what's going on, right? What are you saying, Taibu? That's your goals are passing you by. You get a fleeting glance at your goal as it passes you by every day. Every day. I went and did before I gave up corporate fitness to become a minority business owner and run my own company. I went to a place and I did what's called a health fair. So I talked about the company I was working for. I talked about what we did and how we can get folks, to better health. But it was so triggering for me to see the grade school lunch tables, not even individual chairs, just those little hook things with the seat on top of it, lunch boxes and coats and stuff on certain chairs, people marking their place off. It was so triggering for me. All the vending machines, the little eat fresh area. It was so triggering for me. Then when people came in, they had these cold suits on because they work in frozen temperatures. So they're dressed head to toe in moon boots. And it was so triggering for me. All right. It was so triggering for me. You know what I'm talking about. So dressed like this, I went in with my iPad and I had, information about the company I work for. And I was talking to folks. And whether they spoke the English or not, there was a disconnect because they're looking at me like, who is this guy? He looks so happy. He looks so in shape. He looks so fit. They don't know I used to be them. But I had to have a plan to put more effort into getting them out that situation. I'm a proud girl dad, and my daughter's in college right now. Quick story. This is just me giving y'all some personal tidbits. And that's enough for y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get y'all out of here and go to my subscriber only deal. Cause y'all ain't subscribed yet. Subscriber only live starting now. Switching. I can only give them so much, y'all. If you're not a subscriber, then you only can get a good 10, 15 minutes of good coaching. So quick story. So the young men in the household are teenage age. They're teenagers. And so the woman I'm dating, these are her biologicals. So I've had the dickens of a time providing male leadership for them, right? So they totally rejected it at first, even brought somebody else and complained so much to other guys in the family that they came over here and was trying to tell me, don't say nothing to these young men. And they're utter failures in every sense of the word, except looking cool. They got that down pat. They know how to use the phone. They know how to play the video games real good. But in concerning life, they're going nowhere. And they tried to get somebody to come reinforce that. And that person, because I don't know, I'm just going to keep it 100 with y'all. That person, what are they doing with their life? I mean, so I had to reach out. I had the opportunity to reach out. And I'm lucky she answered the phone because she's probably a busy young lady, getting a college education. She answered the phone. And I said, daughter, how's it going? And I say, so, what was it like taking a year or a semester or whatever you want to call it off and working and kind of recalibrating before you went back to school? And she was like, she tried to, minimize it. Oh, it wasn't that bad, this and this and that, blah, 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 right? She tried to minimize it because I have a speakerphone. She know what I'm doing. Then she gonna say, I said, okay, so if it wasn't that bad, why don't you just keep working and getting that good money? 12-hour shifts, why go back to school? She said it wasn't for me. I said, well, why not? You're getting good money. School wasn't for you. You flunked out the first year. She was like, nah. She was like, it was mundane. She broke it down. So I was able to show these young men that when, I have a young person that wants to aspire to meet my expectations, then they embrace them and they become their own. So working a regular mundane job is not for my dog. Hot damn. That's proper parenting. You soft, sensitive parents out there, there's new age parenting. Let me tell you something. Have an expectation for your young people and it will become their own. So in the Bible, for all you Christians out there, says, train up a child in the way they shall go and they shall not depart from it. What it's telling you is that the values you have for yourself will become your children's. So if you guys, when y'all download the EFC workbook, because many of you can see it right now, you want to be in this situation, 5-day challenge. You want to put more effort into getting out that situation, that terrible job that you're in right now. So you're going to download the EFC workbook. You're going to inbox me after this show. You're going to say, Type More Deep, I subscribe. How can I get the EFC workbook? What's it going to do for me? I'm going to tell you right now, when you download it, you will finally have an identifier for what your true challenge is. The EFC workbook, it immediately makes you challenge yourself to look at, okay, what do I really want? And then what's in my way? You parents aren't doing your part. You have to put more effort into parenting these children. So the one son is failing, but he wants to play athletics. The other son is heading out the door, failing, and not going to class. What are we doing here? And so, my significant other, because it's not her way, because she wasn't raised by her dad, she doesn't even know how to approach it. Quiet, soft-spoken. She's going to let it go. Like, oh, that's on them. No, it's on you. Parents, do your 50%. Then you can have expectations that they go come meet you where you're at. So I tell you, all right, come down here. We gotta talk about this. 10-minute lecture. So in the whole scenario, I was able to get my young person whom I had control over mind, body, and soul for her high school career. Shout out to her mom for doing her part up until that point. But when she was with me during high school, like they're under my kind of roof now to a certain extent, right? In a step parent way. I'm showing them that if you listen, you may not know much about me or knowing she didn't. That's the whole point. My daughter, she first 13 years and a half years with her mom, dad come get her. Now it's just her and dad. So I kind of jumped into her life the same way I jumped into y'all life. But it doesn't mean that I can look at you and say, okay, this is good stock. It's good product. I can work with this. But you have to allow yourself to be disciplined, and you're going to meet my expectations. Because if you do, you raise your own personal standard. And then, like my daughter told you, mundane, soul-killing jobs will be beneath you. That's how we change the narrative. That's how we break the cycle. Put more effort into what you're doing, people. That's what this 5-day challenge is about. If you're not working out every day, hard enough to break a sweat, I don't want I went walking. No, you have to break a sweat to do this challenge. We started yesterday. Watch the show. Then you have to look over your financial statement from last month. I want you just simply to circle the stuff that you did need to buy. Food, clothing, shelter, stuff that you needed to spend money on. But then put an X mark by the impulse stuff, the stuff that you really did need. And be honest, be liberal. Don't overthink it, but just, yeah, I didn't need that candy bar. I didn't need that shirt and blouse right then and there. I got a closet full of clothes. Because I'm going to help y'all afford some coaching. Because you need some coaching to come out 2024 fresh and so clean, like the song say. All right. You want your activities every day have to align with that chart, that graph line going up. They have to. And I'm hearing from most of you, it's time management. Taibu, coach, I don't have no time. I'm calling people on the phone. Coach, Taibu, I don't got much time. Okay, I got to put something time. I'm scheduling folks, and I have to reschedule, or they don't answer the phone. I'm not surprised because they're terrible with time management. They either forgot about the call or they seen it, knew about it, but they're doing something they don't want to stop doing what they're doing to put more effort into themselves. I only go for a half an hour in the mornings because I have responsibilities to my clients and coaching clients to reach out to them and call them all day long and make sure I'm doing my touch points and getting ready for class. And I will reach out to my top 10 viewers here that spent the most time on here. I'm going to start reaching out to y'all, and I'm going to make sure I give you guys the link to my Saturday class. I'm going to start bringing you guys in to give you free access to one class. You can see how I coach and teach in my Zoom classes so you can understand the power of what I'm doing to build individuals and to push them along through their individual course curriculums. All right. So whether it's, and shout out to, Tavia, appreciate you for joining. Shout out to everybody that's joined. Delonte Senior, I appreciate you guys for joining. Like I said, if you subscribe and you join this 5-day challenge, I'm going to increase you. Really, this whole month, you have free access to how I coach. This week's 5-day challenge is going to fold over into next week. We're doing fitness and finance this week. We're going to do mental and emotional next week. And the week after that, we're going to go spiritual and soul, right? We're going to go to the depth. I'm going to get deep with it. You don't want to miss it. So make sure you subscribe. YouTube at Taibu Muad'Dib 4019. And definitely over here on TikTok, become a live subscriber. This podcast, as always, is brought to you courtesy of First Step Coaching. Take your first step. I named the program after all of you because I remember what it was like for me to take my first step. And I'm telling you right now, that first step is never going to be a feeling like taking that first step. I'm telling y'all right now, I still so into a coach. I'm still being coached and mentored. So I have the latest and greatest stuff so that someone's holding me accountable to making sure that I continue to give all of my coaching clients and my community members the best programming possible. I love y'all, man. I want y'all to be clean like this. If y'all go back on, if y'all look at my replays and go and subscribe to my YouTube channel and go see what I was doing and how I started, y'all be like, yeah, fam, got it. He got it. Put more effort into this challenge and into yourselves. That's being more. This Heavenly Bodies, the Muad'Dib Global Holding Group. Make sure that you reach out to me and request a link to donate to the Guard Me gear. I'm doing this. I'm going to do this for us. $5 and then to share the donation link. I want everybody's $5. Don't even, if you're a subscriber of mine, especially my subscribers, put that $5 into this tech invention, this security wearable that's going to change our lives. Largely, women and children are unprotected from sexual and domestic violence, and we can end that this year. I want spring break. I want to break ground on the first device. I want to be able to pick it up and show it to y'all. Like, here it is. Guard Me gear. We're going to send it out for testing. Who want one? All right. So let's get these donations in. Push this. If your cousin's boyfriend is beating on her, if your brother's wife is beating on him, if the kids, are going to school are unsafe because there's some perverts at that school, we need these Guard Me gear devices. If you are tired of being afraid of police getting behind you while you're driving while black, get your donation in there. We can make a difference. I'm telling you right now. Go look at that YouTube video. It's 4 minutes long. Look at how we broke that down. This is not something I did yesterday. This is 8 years in the making. We can prototype, manufacture, and test devices, redesign them, and get them out to you guys this year. The goal is $150,000. That's the mark we're trying to hit. Me and 4 other people have donated so far. I'm okay with that. I know it's picking up steam. People are talking about it. I'm getting inboxed about it. But it's just $5. It's not going to waste. It's going to hasten the process to end sexual and domestic violence. I'm Taibu Muad'Dib, and that's the show. Now you know. See you back here 8:05 a.m. tomorrow morning to check in on your 5-day challenge. Let's go. Subscribe now. Bing. So, greater effort. Greater effort. Put more effort. Do the challenge. Day by day. We'll add more activities. We'll build this up. I'm Taibu Muad'Dib, and that's the show. If you're ready for your one-on-one coaching experience, go to calendly.com/Coach Taibu, and I'll pick up. Now, I appreciate y'all for joining me, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 8:05 a.m. If my guest jumps in tonight, I'll build a show for tonight. Remember, Live Your Truth, 9:30 p.m. If the guest has rescheduled, that's one thing. But I'm only going on nights that I have guests now, special guests. The dating show, the No Cap dating show, I got things set up for that. So if you want to find someone or put it out there, have the podcast to just put it out there. Because what I'm doing with the dating show is come and be honest about yourself and what you're looking for. And then you can use that podcast when you're dating and let folks look at the link. And if they take the time to watch it, they want to get to know you. And that's a good sign. If not, they just blow it off and, move on. Many of us are getting caught up in just not knowing who to put time in. If they're not willing to put the time into you to watch the podcast about you, it's manipulative. They don't want you. They want something from you. All right, let's go. That's the show. Taibu Muad'Dib right here. Let's go.